Hello folks, welcome back to another episode of Jinsei's Training Camp. This is episode 7, brought to you by myself, Jinsei, as well as the second most awesome clan in the world, next to Lost Phoenix, of course, Lost Phoenix 2. Wait for it. Ares. Today we're going to be talking about effective scouting techniques, how to scout a base, what to look for, so you start your attack off right and finish strong and get lots of stars for your clan and clan wars. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to all the new subs and all the positive comments. I really appreciate it. You guys asked for more videos. That's what I'm trying to do here. Also like to give a shout out for Galadon. He's really helping put me on the map on YouTube here. He's also my inspiration and the reason why I started a YouTube channel, and that ever since I joined Lost Phoenix, I've been watching his videos, and his videos have really turned me into much less of a noob than I was. And that most of my subs are probably already Galadon fans, but if you're not, you need to head on over to Clash of Clans Attacks and check him out, because he's got all of the wisdom and info. And without further ado, let's check out some bases. Let's scout some bases here. Alright, so to start off, I am just going to walk you through basically my scouting process, some of the things I look for, then we'll watch the attack and see how it went based on my analysis. First thing I'm looking at is the lurability of the clan castle. As you can see from this base, looks like it might be possible to get a hog or two, either on the archer tower, maybe this mortar. That cannon looked a little risky, but when you take a closer inspection of the inside of the base here, there's no blank empty spots for Teslas. So chances are, if they're not inside the base protecting the town hall, they're going to be outside the base protecting the clan castle from being lured, or protecting these mortars from being destroyed by balloons or hogs. So I'm not even going to worry about luring the clan castle on this one. It's right next to an expo and a multi-target inferno, so a nice free spell once I start pulling troops out will take care of all of them, plus they'll act as a magnet to pull my troops in towards the center. Next thing I'm looking at is the paths of the royals. As you can see from the queen, she's wandering outside here, and there's a nice spot to maybe drop a barbarian or a barbarian wallbreaker combo to activate the royals. The king too, once he walks out here, so just gotta watch and make sure they're, in range. Next thing I'm looking at is potential spots for giant bombs. And those are going to decimate my troops, especially if they're inside the enclosures here, which chances are there's a couple of them in here next to these wizard towers and such. There might be one outside the base here, might be a Tesla there, who knows. But after I pretty much determine where those are, I'm going to pick the best corner to lure from. Now, the corners I like to avoid are the ones with mortars. Those mortars really destroy the troops I try and use to lure the royals and stuff. There's enough space if you get them out far enough, it looks like, on these corners, that you won't have to worry about it, but still, I like to be safe and try and avoid those corners. Other things to look for is lining up the infernos, because you want your main attack. Usually my main attack is in conjunction with the same direction I'm luring the royals to. So I want to line up the infernos, and I like to try and take out the multi-inferno first, because that takes out a lot of my wizards and witches if I don't get that down. And I usually run out of free spells by the time they're getting ready to hit the second one. Last thing I look for is I try and determine and predict where my wall breakers are going to go. There's some pretty large enclosures here, and I really want my troops to make a beeline for that town hall. So I'm not going to open up the junction here on the left and right, because I don't want my troops going in there. I'm just going to focus on this bottom corner where that little blue wall is, and try and get all my troops to go in towards the center. Once I get this outer enclosure down, I want to make sure this wizard tower goes down first, because those just wreak havoc on wall breakers and can destroy a whole batch of them if you swarm them, and the wizard tower isn't down. But I want my wall breakers to take out these junctions and open up these interior ones, so I'll send a first wave in to open up the outer enclosure, and then second wave after the wizard tower is down. And that's pretty much it. Those are the biggest things that you want to look for when you're scouting a base. Now let's watch the replay and see how it went. Alright, since I wasn't going to lure the clan castle, I used the hogs on the royals here, just to make sure I activated them. I'm pulling them down to this southern corner. And as you can see, a Tesla did pop up, as I had thought. I probably could have done a little bit better job of pulling the queen a little bit further south, because when I drop these troops, they're in range of that Tesla. But, you know, in the heat of the battle, you're not always thinking clearly. Golem and wizards on the left and the right, and as you can see, more Teslas. If I had tried to lure, I would have been very upset, because they would have popped up and distracted my hogs. Open up the center and structure, and oh, lots of bombs in there. Just took out a whole bunch of my troops, but thankfully, since that was the only wall I opened up, my wizards will run in here to the center here, and I'll have enough force to push in, I think. Wizard tower is down, in come the rest of the wall breakers. They get through the center structure and then don't know what to do, so they decide to run back to my base. And I've got enough force with the wizards and the P.E.K.K.A. in the center to take out the town hall. 50% comes shortly after. I'm going to let the attack run to the end and see how much percentage I can rack up, because I think that's a factor when you're trying for most heroic attack. I think time is a big factor too. Alright, so let's check out the next base I'm going to attack. Scout this a little bit first. As you can see, the clan castle, very easy to lure up here. Usually I try and save hogs for the clan castle, but because it's usually buried pretty deep, but in this case, I'm not going to waste any hogs on that. It's the royals that are going to be difficult to get out here, because they're in there pretty deep. So I'm going to watch this king here for a minute and see exactly where he goes out to as far as his range. And it looks like these outside enclosures here, I might be able to get a hog in there if I put it right kind of in the middle between the cannon and the archer tower. Same goes for the queen over here on the right. So I'm going to try a hog on each side and see if I can't activate the king and queen. Looks like there's a lot of open spaces inside the base, so there's probably maybe some giant bombs. Probably the Teslas are in the inside here. As far as the corners go, mortars here and here. The best bet is probably going to be the north corner here. Looks like there might be some spots for giant bombs near these mortars too, but if you look up here north by the clan castle, there's really no open spots unless it's out here on the outside, which is easy to activate with a single barbarian if that's the case. So I'm going to lure to the north. My biggest concern on this base is going to be the direction my troops are going to go, as well as what my wall breakers are going to do. So I usually use golems and wizards on the side to clear side structures, and it creates a nice line of structures into the center, but once it gets to this double layer wall, my troops are probably going to divert to the left and right and walk around the base and never get into the center. So I want to make sure I get this inside structure opened. And as you know, wall breakers like junctions. They also like enclosures that are not opened yet and have structures inside them. So I'm going to start once I drop my golems and wizards by opening up the left and right floating enclosures here. And then once my troops get closer to the center and start diverting down to the left and right, I'm going to drop a bunch of wall breakers up to the north, to the left and right, and hope that they make a beeline for these junctions right here. And if I time it right, just as my troops are passing by this junction, the wall breakers should be blowing it up and go straight into the center. One of the things I forgot to mention in this previous scout is spell placement is the other thing I'm looking at. I'm determining where I'm going to drop my free spells and where's the best spot to drop my rage spells and such. I love bases like this that have infernos pretty close together, because one free spell right smack dab in between those two infernos will take them both out. And I usually run with 3 frees just to make sure that I can get my troops in there and destroy the infernos before they start wiping my troops out. So this is going to work out quite nicely if I time everything right. So without further ado, let's check out the replay. Alright, as I said before, I'm using a couple hogs to get in there and grab the royals. Looks like I got the queen activated, king. There we go. Pulled some of the clan castle out. barbarians to the north. 2 witches, my clan castle, and 2 wizards. That's all I really need. There's 2 witches and 2 wizards in my clan castle. And while they're working on the royals, drop a golem, a couple wall breakers, and wizards to the left. Same on the right, get those enclosures open. Drop my P.E.K.K.A.s and my royals to finish off the rest of those clan castle. I've got a nice line of structures towards the center. Gonna pop a raid spell, get in there. Wall breakers are coming in a second, as well as a free spell. Here come those wall breakers. Looks like they're heading exactly where I want them to. And looks like the bulk of my forces on the right, so I'm popping a raid spell on the right. Queen comes in. Wizards come in. I think I've got a P.E.K.K.A. in there too. Town hall goes down. I'm at 40%. Here comes the king too. Wreaking havoc on the center of that base. 50%. There we go. I cannot overstate the importance of effective scouting before you execute an attack in clan wars. It'll make all the difference. So let's go over these points. First, you're looking at the lurability of the clan castle, as well as the path range and lurability of the royals, determining what troops you want to use to lure them. You're looking at possible Tesla and bomb locations. You're also looking to choose a appropriate corner to lure the royals and clan castle to. Checking out the behavior of your wall breakers and which enclosures you want to open up. And finally, spell placement, as Galadon always says, timing. That's all for today, folks. Thanks again for checking out my videos. Please leave a comment, subscribe, like, and share so I can build my subscription base. Thank you all who have already subscribed and left comments. I will definitely keep these videos coming. And until next time, that's almost all.
Hello, Binzies, my friend. How are you? I am okay. I just broke from American prison. Yes, these stupid Americans don't know how to prison. They should come to Ukraine, I show them. Listen, I need a favor. I need you to call the good father. Yes, and tell him to bring shape charge and big guns. Oh, and don't forget the peacock. Yes, the peacock. I have a problem with a little man. We need to have a conversation.